Started looking at another two wheels that are leaking a little oil. The hub seals are bad on these two. My dad worked on removing the tires. I checked a little on the crane, and these uppermost 2 points looked a little dry compared to everything else, so fitted a grease fitting and added some extra grease up here for now. And then I just reconnected things. There was also a grease connection here at a spreader block that looked like it had gotten a bit of a hit at some point, but I just loosened that and kind of twisted it down so it wasn't putting strain on the hose as it did at first. Wheels were removed, same procedure as when it's been done in previously. You can do a little spoiler, we have a bearing problem at the end of the video. Fill plug removed to let air in, and here this you can see this is actually the cleaner of the plug. The others had a little more on it. I don't like that. We're going to look at replacing a couple of more of these hub seals, and let's see if we can do that without messing up this time around. Yeah, new day. My dad had prepped a little, removing most of the bolts here, and on the first one the push bolts actually went in without too much trouble. The second one we had to use my DIY thread tap made from an old bolt. Yeah, thin nuts, some bolts, lifting it off, same as before. A breaker bar to start wiggling things, moving it a little up and down, super easy with a chain block added. Eventually it came out easily. There can be some damage seen from some previous explosion. Some bearing has been broken in there. The hub assembly was brought inside. Tiny bit of heat, those little lock bolts on the big nut. They came out really easily, but then we ended up having to struggle because the big nut on here was on there really good, and it gets worse on the next one. It just refused to move. We ended up bringing in more pipes and more extension, more heat. We could see the thread lock bubbling, so we kept heating to ensure that was not the issue, and it just refused to go. Luckily some friends of my dad came to visit and could help out, and with 4 of us it started moving. With nut finally undone, needed a few gentle taps. We propped it up on some wood, and then it was just easy. Just removed the seal, cleaned everything up, found a little more metal with the magnet in there, removed the disc and put a new grease seal on there also. New disc was tapped in place, the new seal was added, everything was greased real well on installation. Used a block of plastic to be gentle on the seal, since we have seen what it looks like if you're not gentle and it leaks even if things are new. So spent some time cleaning up all the threads to get the nut to go on there easy. With all the parts on there, it was just lifting the hub together, a little green stuff to put on the splines for the sprocket and sliding that in place. And then the big nut went on there quite easy to start with, still needed a set of big pliers, and then at the end it was tightened up. We didn't get really, I had measured it before now, and we couldn't. It was a little tenth of a millimeter less tight, but I think that's good because I think it was over tightened, to be honest. Got to use my little portable air compressor to clean out the holes. Also cleaned up the drain plug connection. Some of the metal has kind of been forced into it, so it's hard to get the plug in and out. Clean things up, some silicone, and then it was just to reinstall, and this time we took great care to not fuck up like we did last time and start breaking bearings. So we ensured things lined up and that we needed minimal force to have it start tightening up. And with that in place, we started looking at the other one. Here some of those push bolts felt like they were too hard to move, and since we had made slots in a bolt to use as a makeshift thread tap, we used that to go in and out into the holes to not break any bolts here, as we've done in the past. You learn as you go. It came undone, and here we really got to struggle breaking it apart. We had used plenty of heat, and after bending two of those big breaker bars that we have at the bottom here, we found something luckily that was a little sturdier and didn't bend as badly, and then long extension, a ratchet strap at the end, and tapping, and had to do that a few times, and this one kept being quite a struggle all the way off. Pretty much we could skip the ratchet strap and all the extension after a while, but it was on their way too tight, I think, and also maybe they had even a more sturdy Loctite or something. This one was kind of it made kind of a paste even if it was really hot, so it was really hard to get off all the way. Little tapping, sprocket can be lifted off, and here I can start seeing what was causing the metal shavings. As you can see, the rollers on this bearing are not looking good at all, and the inner race looked kind of bad also when the rollers were removed. The outer sprocket race wasn't or bearing race wasn't looking all that bad, but we looked at the options with some of the spare parts laying around, but I wouldn't put that bearing in there either, so clean things up and decided to replace the bearing. Sadly, the local place would probably have been faster, but more than twice as expensive as ordering online. And since it's more of a hobby machine, not a company owning it, I rather have a low price and wait a little. So that's where I'm at right now, waiting for this bearing. Inner race was removed, cleaned things up and prepped everything, so it's ready to assemble the day the bearing arrives.